It is December. I had to look at the calendar on your computer. It's December 21st, the year 2020.
It's a big day.
It is a big day. There's a ton going on today, astrologically, cosmically.
Personally, I don't know, lots of stuff.
Yeah, all the energies pummeling the planet.
Well, maybe we should go ahead and see who we are and what we're doing tonight.
Sure. I'm Katie Morton.
And I'm Jennifer Palmer.
We are both energy healers, intuitives, spiritual teachers, and together we are divinely guided. And tonight, Jen, what are we doing tonight? It's a very special live.
Yeah, we're just going live and talking about the energies of December 21st and the winter solstice and trying to figure out what does this mean and what's coming for us.
What's coming for us in 2021? Yeah.
Exciting times. I was saying, we were warming up before we started tonight and someone came in, they're like, it's the time of the ascension.
It is seriously the time of the ascension. I know we said that a lot, but this time, we're serious. So we do have a question that says, how will this live work? Excellent question, Joanne. If y'all need a refresher after we say this, you forget, you can check the description. I wrote an order of events, but I will tell you now. We're going to begin with a conversation about the winter solstice and the age of Aquarius. Then we're going to do a meditation. And then after all of that, we will answer questions for your spirit guides.
Right.
Sound good?
Yeah, but we're going to try to limit it to spiritual growth and maybe what's coming in 2021, trying to keep it on target.
Yeah, keep your questions as much as possible related to those topics of spiritual growth and what's coming in 2021, because that's the special theme.
Yeah, and then we're going to just kind of randomly pick. We're not going to go in order tonight. So
yeah, we're going to randomly choose your questions tonight. So today is the day in the northern hemisphere of the winter solstice. I guess in the southern hemisphere, it's the summer solstice. And that means a few different things. So first of all, it's the rebirth of the sun, because from here on out, the days are going to start getting longer. Thank God. I think, is this the shortest day of the year?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, and then from here on out, it gets longer. So it represents the rebirth of the sun. And it is a time of self-renewal and reflection. So I think it's definitely a good time to take personal stock of where you are in your life, how far you've come, and where you would like to go. So maybe try some journaling exercises to really take advantage of the solstice energies.
Yeah, definitely. And what were you telling me too about the full moon in Capricorn? I think that's important too, and that's coming up.
Well, there's a full moon in Cancer coming up at the end of the month.
Well,
that's the next full moon.
What was it with Capricorn?
So that's when we get into
Saturn. That's right.
Yeah. So
see, I'm not with the astrological aspect of things, and Katie's always my go-to with that. And I'm like, tell me what's going on. I don't get it. It doesn't stick.
All right. Well, I have one last point to make about the solstice, and that is that it's the start of a new cycle, and it symbolizes really good things to come. So that's pretty awesome. Okay. So the other thing that is very special about today is that there is a conjunction between Saturn and Jupiter. So that just means those planets come together in the sky. A lot of people are talking about it. It's going to look like this big star. It's not a star. It's just the two planets together are going to make a very bright spot in the sky. So if you're close to a window, maybe go see if you can see it. I don't know. It's pretty cool. So what this means, so Saturn is leaving Capricorn. And after 3 years, it has been in Capricorn for 3 years, on and off. There was a retrograde this summer to Aquarius. But now Saturn is moving into Aquarius for the next 3 years. With this Saturn-Jupiter conjunction in Aquarius at 0 degrees, it's the start of the age of Aquarius. So it's actually an extremely powerful cycle. So Saturn travels into the different constellations, and this starts both a 20-year cycle, but it also begins a 200-year cycle. And the 200-year cycle is about Saturn now being in the air signs. So what is Aquarius about? What does this all mean? Aquarius is about knowledge. So this means it's the time of the Great Awakening and disclosure. There's going to be a lot of new information coming to light for humanity. It's going to shock the pants off of everybody, even if you're intuitive and you think you know what's going to happen, you don't. So
yeah, and our guides were saying that the energies for the Aquarian age were coming sooner. They were here, starting to enter in, even back in 2012. And many of you may remember, it seemed like a lot of people started awakening after this time of 2012. And so over the last 8 years, a lot of people have stepped into their mission and things that they've been brought here on Earth to do as humans. And the last few years have been really difficult. And I think
Saturn and Capricorn can be a pretty tough.
Yes,
tough road to hoe.
It was very difficult. But it also brought up a lot of the things that we needed to work on. And this energy that's coming now is to help us move through into this new age. And our guides are pretty excited about it. And a lot of it is about truth and wisdom and love and connection and unity.
Yeah.
So we really want to focus a lot on the unity aspect of that tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do. And my dog, Unity with the dog smashing her head in between our chairs. That always concerns me. Like, does that hurt? Is your head smashed? I don't know.
She's so cute.
You doing okay, buddy? Yeah.
So
all that said, things will begin manifesting in a more positive way, according to our guides. But there's also what I've been getting and what I heard I am not a professional astrologer, just so you guys know, but I do watch this other person who is a professional astrologer who did get a lot of the same things I've been getting. So I do feel confirmed with this, that the first 3 months of 2021 are going to be sort of like similar holy crap 2020 type stuff. And then starting in April, the energies will shift, and it is going to start to bring in new energies and start to feel a lot more positive. So if you get the first, if January, February, March, you're like, what is this? It's still Groundhog Day. Why is everything crazy? It does take time for, these are big planets, and as they move, it does take energy and big, huge cycles. So it takes the old energy some time to clear out, and the new energy is coming in. So just have some patience with it and stay as high vibe as you can, because it is a time of manifestation, and you want to not shove things under the rug. You want to process it, but also stay high perspective as you can and as positive as you can at this time.
This glorious time. Our guides also said that some things that we've been waiting for are going to start coming around more easily. We're getting more unstuck. Mm-hmm. So I think maybe many of us will see some things moving.
Thank God. Yeah, I think a lot of people have been stuck in the same place for a long time and wanting to see shifts, and it will. It's not going to be like, oh, the lights are on, everything switched, but it'll start coming. So yeah. Yeah, and I feel like one more thing to mention is learning to work with the energies of, there's the 3D, the physical, and we got to work, that. You can't just stay in a state of meditation and bliss. And I'm calling in all the things, and you got to do things too. So it's learning to push all the buttons and pedal all the wheels and do all the stuff. Like, don't just, sit on your tuchus and vibe. Like, do the things. When the opportunities come in, seize them. Don't just be like, oh, I don't need to do that. It's the age of Aquarius.
You're still human.
Yeah, we're still humans of Earth, so we still have to function that way. All right. So, yeah, I think one more item of note is about the Great Awakening and unity consciousness. So right now the planet does seem really divided, and it's often based on beliefs. I've noticed it's often a perception of other people's beliefs, which might not actually be true. So that sounds a little bit weird, but people have been grouped into these different camps, and then there's assumptions of, those people believe that, and makes them bad people. And that's not necessarily true. So what we really want to do to move into unity consciousness is to have conversations with people, be curious, don't assume that you know what other people think, and really not hating, even if people do believe differently, not hating them for it, not judging or condescending towards people because they believe differently. Just having the understanding that all humans, we want the same things, and we want the same things for other people. We all want people to feel happy and safe and secure, and we want people to have love, and we all want that for ourselves and others. So it's like humanizing people again. Right now, people have been really dehumanized. So it's really kind of mellowing out and wanting what is the best for all of humanity. And I like to say, like, don't try to be the karma police. Because if you walk around like judging other people and wishing bad karma on them, it's like what goes around comes around. So just having the understanding that we don't always know what's going on with other people, and to avoid making assumptions.
Well, and beyond that, as we're moving more into this age of ascension, we are one. And what you're thinking of someone else, you're also thinking about yourself. And so really learning how to stop judgment. Awareness is not judgment. You can have awareness of things through love and compassion and caring, and the idea of the unity aspect, without creating that division and that, well, that's them over there and this is us over here. And this energy really is about coming together. And I think in one of our lives, one of the things that the guides had showed us maybe a month or so ago, I can't remember, but it was like, yeah, it's like this rubber band or this string is like pulling. And then before we know it, it's like we're back, and then we're facing each other as one again. And so I think that that's coming soon. Maybe more in the spring, probably not tomorrow. But I do think we're going to be more on the same page. And one of the things that my guides also like to say is most people want a lot of the same things. We just have different approaches in getting there, or different ideas about what's the right way. And so as we're going through this crazy time right now on so many different levels, really loving and that unconditional love and compassion and desire to really see that other person as a soul. It's hugely important as we go forward. Right?
Yes.
Yes. So is that the talking points?
I think that's the talking points. But if you have any questions about anything that we've brought up so far, please feel free to ask, and we will get to them after the meditation. Don't let the word meditation be like, oh, okay, I'll come back later. This will be a really nice, easy guided meditation. It will be pleasurable, we promise, and it will not be very long.
It's probably going to be a bit of an activation as well.
I was hearing that.
And we're going to channel it, and we were guided to, we don't normally do this, we were guided to channel it together, which is new. Normally one of us does it or the other. And so, do you want to start?
All right. I will start. So everybody get comfy. And hey, I'm not a taskmaster about meditation. You can sit down, you can lie down, you can stand up, you can do jumping jacks. However you're comfortable meditating is fine with me. You can even wash the dishes if you must. But just make sure you're comfortable, and close your eyes. Unless you're washing the dishes and there's sharp knives in the sink, then don't close your eyes.
And the other thing too, real quickly, is when we say imagine or visualize, some people get frustrated with that because they're like, I don't see anything. Just use your imagination. If we say imagine a pink elephant, you will immediately think of a pink elephant. And so just let that be, use your imagination.
All right. Sounds good. Resuming now. No.
We are so good at this dual channeling thing.
I know, right? All right, close your eyes and get comfortable. How's that for a soothing meditation? So imagine that there is divine white light streaming in through the crown chakra at the top of the head. It's a circular opening at the top of your skull. Imagine that all of this beautiful white, divine white light is pouring down through the body, through the central channel, cleansing and clearing all the chakras, and every cell of your body is lighting up with this divine white light, filling, cleansing, and clearing every cell. And imagine that your root chakra, that's the chakra at the base of the spine, is opening, and there are beautiful golden roots coming out of this space in the body and traveling deep down into Mother Earth. And through these roots and into Mother Earth, you're going to release everything that does not serve you, everything from the body, all energies that don't serve you, any dissatisfaction about how the year 2020 went for you. You can flush all of it down out through the roots. And you can imagine that there are chakras in the bottom of your feet. Those can open up as well. So you have 2 more roots going down into Mother Earth, more room for you to cleanse and clear out everything that does not serve.
And now imagine that you're outside, seated at the beach. You can hear the waves, smell the salt air, and feel the warmth of that sun beating down on you in a way that just feels so soothing and so loving. And in that moment, you have everything you need. And you feel the golden rays penetrating deeply into your body, cleansing and clearing and healing, and also activating the part of you that needs to step forth for the next phase of your mission. Feeling deeply the purpose that you have here at this time on earth. Feeling your uniqueness, your gifts, who you are and what you offer. Expanding and activating. Feeling the deep connection with the one true creator.
Now imagine your soul in the center of your chest. It's filled with this divine white light. It actually is this divine white light. And it is connecting with the one true creator, the God of all gods. And as the God of all gods, this great consciousness shines upon you. Your soul shines within you with this pure, unconditional love for all that you are, for all that God is, and all that every human on this planet is. And if you imagine the view of planet Earth from space at night, and every soul on Earth is illuminated with this God light. And you can see all these pinpoints of light shining from Earth. Imagine connecting your soul light with every other human on Earth. bathing in the warmth and the unconditional love of the unity of the God of all gods, found within each and every one of us. That soul light pulsing with every heartbeat, with oneness, with unity, and with love. For all you are, and all everyone is. We are all one, and we are each a spark of God.
Imagine speaking to the collective that we are, every single human being, feeling love, feeling compassion, and knowing that each of us has what it takes to move through this with grace.
And with freedom and with ease, as we move joyfully into the age of Aquarius and into these beautiful, new, fast-moving, loving energies that will help awaken more and more souls on this planet into this love and unity consciousness.
Down through the roots, going down into the earth. Let go of all of your anger, all of your righteousness, all of your beliefs that keep you separate, the pain, the division, the feeling stuck. With some deep breaths, let it go down through the roots into the earth. Really let it go. Forgive everyone around you. Forgive yourself. Feel what it's like to be strong in your uniqueness and yet part of a collective. Feel what it's like to have the boundaries, yet also have deep compassion and love for another. Feel what it's like to open, to care, and move beyond who you were before.
And now taking a few deep breaths and relaxing into this loving new being, this new presence you have become. And when you're ready, you may open your eyes. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm blurry-eyed.
I know.
I
like,
can't see.
Can't see out my eye holes. My goodness. All right.
I feel expanded.
I do too. My gracious me.
So I guess this is the point in time that we're going to start answering some questions.
Yeah. So let's get at that.
Should I just like spin? Say Douglas Henninger. Hi, any messages from my guides regarding my healing work and abilities?
Okay.
The first thing I'm hearing is get the word out. I don't know if you already have clients or if you're thinking about doing it, but it feels like you're not really utilizing enough of your time with it. And I think it's because you just don't have enough clients. But they really want you out there and promoting it.
So I saw an image of you with just white light shooting out the palms, which I mean, to me symbolizes energy healing, Reiki, that sort of thing. And if you have any doubts about your talent or abilities, I'm hearing don't doubt that. I'm hearing you're extraordinarily talented as an energy healer. So don't let that hold you back. Like if you feel any insecurities about working on people or your talents, just let that go. Because now is the time of the ascension. I mean, people are really going to need it, especially this coming year. I do feel like the age of Aquarius, part of it will be a shift in healing work. And that can be, I do feel like both psychologically and medically, things are going to be changing. People are going to be more open and seeking out more and more alternative modalities. So, yeah, all of you out there thinking about maybe starting a healing career, it's like, yeah, go for it.
It's the time.
It is the time. Yeah.
All right, let's see. Oh, everybody's talking to each other. I love this. It's such a great community.
That is nice.
Okay, Wendy Moreno. Gosh, I feel like I can't see.
Hi, ladies. So glad to see you again. I have a new relationship. Can you please see anything for me with this person next year? Good, not so good. Heart, heart. Okay, Wendy.
Yeah, let's see.
I heard good. I also heard challenging, though.
I was getting the same thing.
Yeah, good, good, and not challenging. It's it's.
Well, I'll tell you. As soon as I started getting guidance, they were like, "It's the time of the ascension." I was like, "Oh, what does that mean?"
Right.
Yeah. So I think a lot of times when we want partners that help us grow. And I feel like that this is a good connection. And I do feel like that they are going to help you grow and you are going to help them grow as well.
But we often do need challenges to grow. And so I do think that's why they're saying it will be challenging, good for growth.
And I'm hearing it's definitely around heart related stuff. And it feels like your connection with this person, it's challenging you about how deeply you're going to open your heart. And I was asking, boundaries. A lot of times with relationships, boundaries are important. And they're like, well, maybe a little bit. It feels more like it's about the deep opening. Maybe for both of you.
Yeah, and opening the heart is, I'm just hearing it's everything. It's our it helps with our guidance system. It helps with our polarization. So we often talk about ascension and polarizing to the positive. You can't polarize to the positive without an open heart. So heart healing is extremely important for lifetimes to come. Let's put it that way. So if what we're saying freaks you out at all, it's like, nope, stick in there, do the work on opening the heart, because it's important on so many levels. And for happiness too. It's really hard to have a fulfilled, enjoyable life with a closed heart.
Well, the thing is I think there are very few relationships out there that don't have struggle involved in some way, some difficulty, some challenge. And part of the, it's to love unconditionally. And when you're loving unconditionally, you can have that space to have the emotion of anger or frustration or whatever it is that's happening, but see it from a higher space and still keep your heart open to the soul that's before you and what they might be going through and everything else. So I think that's what they're saying about that. Are you getting anything else about it?
No.
I do just want to reiterate that it feels good though. It really feels like it's a good connection.
Yeah. I'd like to get to Rachel Rose Farber, because she is saying that her birthday is tomorrow. So she said, where is it? It's above there. Okay. She says, any messages from my guides? It's been an interesting few days for me. My birthday is tomorrow. Thanks in advance. And also further down, she said that she was hearing the voices again. So Rachel, we're going to do a quick clearing.
Well, and I just want to find out too, does anybody else have weird sound, or is it just Rachel? I just want to be sure of that. Let us know, like comment and let us know if the sound's strange at all to you.
Yeah, definitely let us know.
So let's go ahead and tune in for her first, and then we'll get to the sound. I mean, all I've heard so far is mission, mission, mission. They really want to talk about your mission. I feel like they're saying like, I don't know if you're doubting yourself or if you're not maybe sure of what the mission is or something, but there feels like there's hesitancy on your side, and just trying to figure out, like, because the feeling is, no, not yet, not yet, not yet. And but I can't tell. Can you tune in and see? Is it?
Let me see. Because what I had heard when we first tuned in was something that comes through for you a lot. It's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So I'm feeling like if you feel like movement is sort of like kludgy or herky-jerky, I'm just hearing it's designed that way. And they want me to just explain my sort of personal experience with this. As we have tried to get our projects off the ground, a lot of times it has felt like that. We launched our new website this summer, you guys, which it looks like our live stream is actually working on our new website. So I'm excited because it didn't take down the website. So that's great. It has felt like that. I was trying to turn the volume down. So anyway, look, you guys, it's a stream within a stream.
Within a stream, within
a stream. Oh my God. He's like, anyway, trying to get all the details of our own stuff together, like getting our green screen working and getting like the website up and getting this stream. This is now very distracting because now here we are down here. Anyway, we've had a lot of tech issues, like our server was crashing and this and that. And it's like finally coming together. And so sometimes when we do mission work, it can feel like that, but it's like, just keep going with it.
Yeah, a lot of times with mission work, people think that they're hitting blockades and that they're maybe heading in the wrong direction, but they're not really blockades. What's meant to happen is you're meant to overcome an obstacle, because when you choose your mission, you are choosing your greatest path for ascension. And it's important, you need to face the challenges that you have and move through them and not back off of them. So not sure where that's coming up for you, but that feels like a really important message.
Yeah. And I'm also just getting, if anyone out there, and for you too, Rachel, I don't know if you even know what your mission is, but the way we find out our mission is really, it sounds so simple, but it's like, follow your passion. If something interests you, pursue it. If there's a topic you want to research, do it. We talk ourselves out of these things. We get on social media or we watch TV and we talk ourselves out of mission work all the time, when it could just seem like it's a passing interest, or maybe we think, oh, well, if I take that class, it's just like a waste of time or something. Take the class, do the research, do the things, meet the people and the connections you feel like, I feel a magnetism there. And then we might step away from it because we think, oh, well, what if they don't like me or this and that. Jen and I were thrown together a bunch of times before we started hanging out on a regular basis. So It's like, but I felt like drawn to Jen and to keep showing up. And when a friend of mine said, oh, I'm going to have lunch with this chick. Oh, her name is Jennifer Palmer. And I was like, the Jennifer Palmer? Like, yes, I will go. I could have said no, but I just, there was a click there. And I had no idea like that this would turn out to be what it is. I mean, it's just bizarre. So for any of you who you're not sure what your mission is, follow those little whispers, those little urges, and do the healing work, because we like to say a wounded heart makes a real crappy GPS. Is that the saying?
What is now?
It is now. A wounded heart makes a crappy GPS. So it's really important to do the healing work. And a lot of times that's step one to even getting to the mission, because we can't follow the correct urges. We'll wind up misdirecting, like rerouting the wrong way if we don't do the healing work. So step one, do the healing work, and work on opening the heart so that you have a good functioning GPS. Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. Also, let's talk about, I guess, the voices or the noises that she's hearing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we definitely maybe should have a conversation around clearing and healing. Katie and I both teach how to do these things, but definitely get into your power. And it seems very connected to your tech. Sometimes certain beings like to come in and mess with tech. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we should.
Okay. So first thing I feel drawn to say is that when we have wounds, which we all do, nobody's like, if you don't have wounds, you wouldn't be on planet Earth, I think, like, generally speaking. So when you have wounds, it kind of creates these like little low vibe areas, I guess, in your mind, body, spirit complex that creates this little bit of stickiness where negative entities can hook in. This is not a rare or strange concept. Most people have entities that are lurking somewhere in their field. I know that sounds bizarre, but oftentimes the more wounded somebody is and the more sticky spots or hooks, as we call them, the more places for entities to hook on. So sometimes people can have many entities, not just, 1, 2, or 3. Sometimes there's tons. So it really just depends on the person. When we do the healing work, so that's twofold. The healing work is often the consciousness work. So for example, our triggers, the things that, piss us off or upset us about other people. Let's say, for example, somebody has a very abusive childhood, that sets them up to have a lot of wounds and triggers. And maybe they'll be even somewhat, paranoid. They misinterpret people's intentions all the time. This is common. Again, this isn't to make somebody out to sound like a weirdo or a bad person. Some people they're very sensitive and they really want to be liked. They might not feel liked. That's sort of one example of how it can show up. Sometimes people wind up with more obvious issues like depression or anger issues. So we want to deal with these things, right? So with the consciousness work, it's just taking a look at your stuff. I say it all the time, I sound like a broken record. I recommend journaling, because then you can question your thoughts. It's really important not to believe everything you think. That's how we get ourselves in trouble. We want to really question, like, is this true? Is it helpful? You want to really start examining the way you think and maybe rewiring places that aren't good for you.
And sometimes your ego is going to be like, yes, it's true.
Right.
But it may not be. So
I know. Yeah. And a lot of times, especially these days, a lot of people are misinformed. So they really believe certain things that are just simply not true, and they'd have no way of knowing.
Well, quite honestly, we're all a little bit misinformed at the very least. There's
so much garbage out there.
So much.
That isn't true. It is really hard.
We all need to just love each other through this, because it's crazy.
It is crazy. So the other side of it is the energy healing, because even if you do all the consciousness work, if all these sticky hooks are still there, you can't get rid of the entities. So you want to get a good blasting energy healer who can then cleanse and clear all the stuff out of your system.
Yeah, as much as possible. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time and a lot of energy work. I've had clients that seem great after one session and the entities are gone. And then there's other ones where it's like you need to kind of chip away. It's a really deep-rooted issue, and you have to clear and heal all the different aspects that they're hooked into, and then it comes up and it leaves. And but yeah, it just sometimes it takes a lot of energy or a lot of work, a lot of consciousness. depending on how that entity is actually serving the person, because it's always serving in some way.
Weirdly.
Weirdly enough, it is always serving in some way. So trying to get to the bottom of what it's actually doing for you, and what it's trying to show you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And happy birthday, by the way.
Happy birthday.
All right, Pam Bailey Allen. I really need your reading tonight, ladies.
Well, okay.
Let's see
We'll see what we get.
Well, the first thing I hear, it must be a very high guide, because they go, fear not. So there must be something that I think you are worried about. We'll tune in and see what we get.
Yeah. So I'll tell you what I got. And what they showed was you were in the middle of the ocean. It was raining at night, and you were like afraid you were going to drown. And there was a little rowboat there, and you were like, help, help. And you were like trying to grasp onto the rowboat. And then all of a sudden, the sun came out, the sun was shining, the rain stopped, and it was daytime, and you realized that you were like sitting in 2 feet of water, and you were able to just stand up. So what that shows me, though, is that there's a perspective shift that needs to happen, because, fear, I heard this cute acronym today, false evidence appearing real.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's often what fear is based on. And I've said this before, unless there's like an actual like grizzly bear bearing down on you, generally speaking, like our fears, generally speaking, fears, it's just not necessary or accurate.
It reminds me, I tell this to a lot of my students, because, fear brings in more things to fear, and it keeps us out of our power. And when I first started learning how to do energy clearings and clearing entities, I didn't understand some of the karmic issues involved with entities at the time. But I could clear surface level, even really nasty surface level entities, would clear pretty easily. But there was my first one that was karmic. I tried to clear it, and it wouldn't clear, and it started like attacking me basically. And it woke me up one night, in the middle of the night, and it threatened to go after my kids. And I was like, I'm kind of freaking out. I'm very much in FEAR.
Yeah.
And I go down and I grab my crystals that I use for clearing. And I was sitting on the couch and freaking the heck out. And the thing blinded me. I literally went blind for, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds or so. I could not see a thing. And then I really started freaking out. And I called in Archangel Michael, and Archangel Michael kind of sat down in front of me, and he goes, calm down. Turn up your light as bright as you can make it. They can't handle it. So in that moment, I stepped out of fear. I had everything in the world to fear. I mean, something in the unseen that I couldn't control blinded me and was threatening my kids. I was really upset. But I was able to be trained in that moment and to overcome it and to face it. And as soon as I felt like I turned up my power, and I just saw it as a dial, and I felt my energy go, as soon as that happened, it disappeared. My eyesight came back. And that was a really huge lesson for me. Nothing is beyond your capability, really. And as far as like the things that are coming at you that you're fearing, and it's coming at you for a reason. You are able to look at it, face it, and deal with it, and come to a different idea and conclusion. And what I think what this was, it really was false. I had so much more power than I realized. And so do you. Whatever the situation is, try to find other perspectives. We can have a single situation, and you can have 100 people looking at that situation and have 100 different perspectives and 100 different truths. And the idea is that you want to find the truth that really serves you. And if you can get into such a high state, a high-minded, wise state, that you can see all the different truths and be one with it, and it has no power over you. Ideally, that's where you want to get to. It's not always easy, to get there, but always choose a perspective that actually serves and is more positively based. Every time we see something more negatively, we're just kind of digging our hole deeper. Mm-hmm. You want to see it positively. If you have 100 different truths, why not choose a better one?
I think you said it, because I was also hearing just choose better feeling thoughts. That's something Abraham Hicks, if you guys are familiar with them, they have a lot of YouTube videos, but they say that all the time. Just choose a better feeling thought. And we don't have to go to, like, if everything looks like crap, sometimes we can't jump, like, it's too much of a leap. I've tried that before, where you try to talk yourself out of the crap and you go too far too fast and you're like, no, I just don't believe that. So it has to be something that you believe, and you can stair step yourself out of it by choosing something that feels like a little better, and then being like, okay, like now I feel a little better. Like, what can I choose to think about this that might just get me to the next level and the next and the next? So it doesn't have to be this big, like, oh, okay, no big deal, I'll just stop being in fear. Sometimes it's not that simple, but if we take the time to love ourselves enough and nurture ourselves through these things, then you can stair step your way out of it. And I'm just hearing, like, you could wind up with just a bright new day just by doing this little practice, and that I'm really hearing it's not as bad as what you currently think it is. I think that's it.
Love you, Pam. All right, so we have Dee Dee Polikoff. I'm a new listener. Can you read me?
Sure. Okay, Dee Dee. So I just saw the sun card, which in tarot is like good things are coming. It's it's the bright sunny card. And it does feel like 2021 is going to be a lot more positive for you. I mean, for everybody, but for you personally, especially. And it does feel slow, though, for maybe the first 6 months of the year. And then perhaps I heard warp speeds into goodness. Gosh, that sounds nice.
Bring me some of that.
Right. And I just heard what will get you there is hope, and then it will switch to joy. So it's staying in that hopeful, optimistic place. Oftentimes we can't manifest from this place where we're just like hating reality and, oh God, it's like, oh, put me out of my misery. Like, you can't manifest from that place. So it's like, definitely get to a hopeful, optimistic place of like, yeah, everything is gonna come up, Dee Dee. Like, everything's gonna be fantastic in 2021. So it's like holding that space of hopefulness and faith and trust that things are gonna improve drastically.
I'm feeling something connected to a relationship of some sort. I'm unclear if it's a love relationship or like friendships, but it feels pretty lonely. Um, and it's just not coming in real clear if it's like you're in a relationship and you feel lonely within the relationship, or you don't have one, or you just want more friends, people who are like-minded and see things the way you were seeing them. Um, to have that connection, it feels like maybe that connection is lacking. And I think that's part of what they want to say is coming. I'm hearing it's right around the corner. And I just heard, I just heard big mission. I think your guides want you to realize that you are here for more than what you realize, more than what you think. And I don't know if there's like, I'm not necessarily feeling this. I don't feel like it's hitting the nail on the head, but it feels like there is a resistance to doing what you know you're really good at or capable of or something on some level. And out of a feeling of maybe not good enough or not knowing enough or something. But they're saying you have so much more than you realize, and to allow it to flow and just trust yourself So if you're already on your mission, taking another step, like doing more, if you're not quite sure where you're at, really diving in and exploring your gifts even more. It reminds me of, we have Soul Growth Group where we have a lot of people that join us twice a month, and maybe you should join.
Go to divinelyguided.tv for more information, and you can click on our stream there if you feel so inclined. Anyway, go on.
Somebody can watch it live.
I know, right?
But a lot of the people on there, they're really good. We do practice intuitive work and everything, and they come up with some amazing guidance. But yet still, and you know who I'm talking to, you guys in our soul growth group, it's you who I'm talking to. We see you. But they are really good. They could be doing this professionally, and they're just still in student mode, and they could be doing even better. Or they're in student mode and they just like took off, but they don't realize how much they've really taken off. So anyway, I'm getting that for you. I hope that helps. And I don't think is there any more for Dee Dee for you?
No, I think that is it. We do have a question from Faye Robbins.
Okay.
Any messages for me, please?
I tune in, Faye, and I just want to giggle. I'm not sure if things have been tough for you the last few years. It feels like they've been tough. And I heard take heart. Things are going to ease up a bit.
Yeah, I was getting that, but I was also getting it feels like it's going to get a lot better than you can imagine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I think in alignment with what Katie was saying earlier, don't expect it like in January.
Mm-hmm.
It starts easing, and then it just gets better and better. One of the things that you can do to help that energy come in is, visualization with the intent of manifesting. And there's a lot of different tools out there, a lot of really great YouTube videos out there about how to manifest. And just amazing guidance. But you want to see your life in the way that you're hoping it can be. So if it's, let's say, finances or something, you want to be able to imagine looking at your bank account and seeing plenty of extra money. And, you don't, in the beginning, especially if you're not used to doing this, you don't want to be like, oh, I see millions of dollars, because that then doesn't feel real. Mm-hmm. Not to put a lid on what you're thinking, but take the lid as far as you can take it, basically. And then if you can, take the lid completely off where you do see millions of dollars. But it almost feels like, for me with you, that if you were to see millions and millions of dollars, that it would be like, that would be fun.
Sometimes there's like a reverb where it's like, no.
Yeah. So you don't want it to be that. But, if an extra $10,000 or $20,000 seemed more reasonable and real, see that in your bank and like really just see that and start seeing that happen in a way that feels authentic and believable enough for you. And
it's funny you said money, because I did feel like there's a break coming related to money.
Yeah.
Go on.
So, yeah. So just start seeing that and help the energies come in, and in a very positive way. And just imagine, in that moment of looking at your bank account or whatever it is, the joy and the ease and the grace and the freedom that you feel, knowing that that's taken care of, that your foundational needs are secure. And it just really helps the energies. And to go to bed feeling that way, and maybe every single night go to bed feeling that, and it really helps switch things.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, we got time for maybe one more.
All right, let's see what we got.
I'm gonna go down to the bottom.
Okey-doke.
Let's see. Denise Clark.
Okay.
Hey, Denise. It's been a little while.
Any particular question?
Yeah, just do guides have anything for her tonight?
Okay, cool.
So New Kids on the Block. You've got the right stuff, baby. And now I can't get that song out of my head.
I know, me too. God. Now I'm just singing the little dance. Oh.
I know, right? I don't know if that's important or not, but we're both getting that. So
the right stuff. Maybe they just wanted us to sing.
Yeah, maybe.
You've got the right stuff, baby.
That's a little creepy.
All right. Thank you. Thanks very much. Okay, well, I'm just going to say what I saw before she got that. And it was that, and it's interesting that you said New Kids on the Block, because it kind of stuck for me, because it was like a city block, you and a city block, and it was just like, oh God, too much. I can't take this anymore. It was like a chaos, like city chaos, like aggravating. So let's see what that's about.
Yeah.
I'm hearing it's metaphorical.
Well, and what I saw when she was telling her story was you were sitting at a table with, like, I don't know, you like a pen and your glasses on. I don't know if you even wear glasses, but you had glasses on and receipts and papers and stuff all over the place. And it just felt kind of like, you know, when you're in the grind trying to do paperwork and you're just like, but you got to get it done. And that's just kind of how it felt. And it was a quick, like 2-second image, but that's what it was. I'm kind of getting a feeling, and I want to question it, but they're saying no, say it, that you've been lacking like the fun, easygoing joyfulness of almost like childhood, too serious, too into whatever's going on around you in whatever way, forgetting to enjoy your life on some level. And what I didn't say too is when I heard New Kids on the Block and that song was coming through, I kind of saw you dancing with it. So I think it has something to do with like letting go and enjoying the moments as they come.
Yeah, and I heard lighten up.
Oh,
yeah, sometimes easier said than done. But I'm just hearing it is accessible to you. Just finding ways to turn away from what is driving you nuts. And they're using myself as an example. They're not lately. I haven't been doing this, but what I had started to do was I was spending way too much time on the battlefield that is Twitter, where it's just people like yelling at each other all the time.
Gosh, yes.
And I was very much in this like 3D place with what I was seeing and just like hoping, like, are people going to wake up? Are people going to get it? Twitter is not necessarily the best place to look for intelligent signs of life. I mean, it's there, but there's like, you know, it's humanity. It's like every color of the rainbow is represented on Twitter. So it's like, It was driving me a little nuts. So what I did learn to do was to just like essentially not go there. I'm not supposed to completely stay off of it, but it's like taking it in small doses. And if I do feel like it's affecting my mood at all, it's like just find better things to do. And so sometimes it's easier than we think to shift our mood and to lighten up and to choose just better feeling habits and perspectives and just moving away from what's pulling us down. And there's a whole world out there of different things happening. And sometimes we get a little myopically focused on the stuff that's not working instead of what is working.
Or the stuff we feel that we have to do so that someday we can enjoy ourselves.
Right? Yeah.
And it's funny, she says, LOL, I'm studying for a certification and trying to move.
Oh, God.
And she said, I agree. I wrote down that I need to get my adventurous side back in 2021.
One of my goals. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So I think they're just saying, yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Get it done.
Nice. And I think that's it. It's
Yeah.
8:01.
All right, guys.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us tonight. This was a good time.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. And welcome to the age of Aquarius and the time of the ascension.
And Merry Christmas if you celebrate too.
That's right. Merry Christmas if you celebrate. Happy holidays if you don't.
Yeah.
And what do you think, Jen? We haven't discussed when our next live will be. Let's do it now. Should we do New Year's Eve? What do you think?
Oh gosh, I don't know, guys. We'll do it sometime next week. We need to figure it out.
Yeah. Check on Facebook for news on that, and we'll let you know.
All right.
Or you can check divinelyguided.tv for our news and information.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Is it stuff?